Hey, my name is Stix and welcome back to another weekly Gacha recap, a video series where I go over the latest news, the latest drama, releases, alpha tests, beta tests, early access, everything that happened that mattered to me in the Gacha genre over the course of the last week. Now I know what you're thinking, Stix, you're talking awfully softly for once, and that's because right now we have people in the room literally right next to us that are asleep. We have people over. I'm trying to be courteous here of them. Now, if you have not already subscribed to this channel, strongly urge you to go on over, click the little bell notification, set it to all. This way, you're kept up to date with everything that I post, everything that I think matters in the Gacha genre. Now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead, jump in, because we have a lot to talk about. Let's start off with Honkai Star Rail. The reason being, this is some of the biggest news right now. Between the start of version 1.6 and the end of version 2.1, the crew will be giving Dr. Ratio via mail to all Trailblazers who have completed the Trailblaze mission, the Blue A Moment of Peace, and unlock the mailbox function as thanks for your continuous support. Dr. Ratio is a 5-star hero. I know there are people that are upset with this because they're saying he's useless, that he's crap, but I mean, guys, he's a free, limited 5-star character. Literally free. There's absolutely nothing to complain about. Next, we have Azur Lane. Their next major event is giving away a free UR rank ship. Now, UR being the max rarity. The legendary Laffy 2. If you have not played Azur Lane for whatever reason, and if you haven't, then I gotta ask why. Azur Lane is one of the most cultured gacha games in existence, and also one of the most free-to-play friendly. Now is the perfect time to download the game and play it. If you haven't before, I've been putting it off for whatever reason, because again, you get a free UR rank character. Before we go any further into this video, I want to take a moment here to thank our incredible patrons over on Patreon. Allow for me to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely incredible, and I cannot thank you all enough for the support. Now let's get back to the video. Girls Frontline 2 pre-release stream set for December 20 at 7 p.m. CST. Now there was a thread made over on Reddit that alluded to the game releasing on the 21st of December. So I guess since their pre-release stream is happening on December 20th, I guess that is legitimate. It is actually officially launching on the 21st in China. Anyway, which means technically we'll be able to play it. It'll just be in Chinese, and unfortunately it'll release globally at a later date, which is sad. But I mean, we can't complain because we're still getting it. Nornium, which is actually admittedly a game that I covered here just 4 days ago, is going to give Azur Lane a run for its money for the most cultured game or the most cultured gacha game, because it is cultured in all the right ways. And it is holding a test phase on the 28th of December. Now I will note, the devs actually reached out to me after doing this video, and they were like, "Hey Stix, we saw you covered our game. Do you want access to the test phase?" And I said, fuck yes, I do. So December 28th, I'm probably gonna be streaming Nornium over on Twitch. So if you don't already follow me there, follow me there. I'd love to stream it on YouTube, but this is something that'll get immediately demonetized, so there's really no point to. One Punch Man World set their official release date for February 1st, 2024. This is cross-platform on PC and mobile. I know there are some people that are very excited for this, so much so that as of 4 days ago, they actually broke 2 million pre-registered players for the global release of the game. That is a lot of players. I'm sure they're gonna cross 3, probably 4 and 5 million by the time it launches. I don't think this is necessarily gonna be as popular as Black Clover M, even though One Punch Man is a very popular, very successful game or anime. Snowbreak. Okay, I know this isn't really gonna affect many people, but I want to impose this question on you. Do you ever play games with an English dub? Just yes or no. If yes, go into the comment section and say yes, I play with an English dub. It might be, you might do it 1 out of every 10 games, but just, do you play games with an English dub? It's that simple. Because as of their most recent version, Snowbreak is no longer going to be providing English dubbing for the game. Instead, all dubbing will be defaulted to Japanese. This is because their earnings are at critical levels. From what I read online, it's at about like $200,000 to $400,000, which really isn't very good. They have to cut costs somewhere, the English voice cast is where they're choosing to do so, because they're probably the least utilized language option, and that makes sense. Even though I think the English voice actors, not all of them, but a decent number of them do a phenomenal job portraying their characters. Additionally, Snowbreak is launching onto Steam on December 19th, so this might expand their revenue pool. And I think that's good because Snowbreak is honestly not a bad game. I had a lot of fun in it, and the studio are very friendly. They sponsored multiple videos and multiple streams. I've gotten to know some of them, and they are really great people. It's a shame their game isn't doing very well. Punishing Grey Raven rolled out their most recent update, which had a lot of buzz around it because, I mean, from what I've been hearing, this is supposed to be an absolutely incredible version, an incredible update. Crystal of Atlan launched their test phase recently, and Mrs. Stix has played about like 10 hours of it so far, and she fucking hates it. There's almost no redeeming qualities about the game from what I've seen so far. I've looked over, I've watched her play some. The gameplay isn't bad, the character models aren't bad, but like everything is just vastly inferior to all of its competition. Like, I'm not joking here. Genshin looks and plays better. Tower Fantasy looks and plays better. I mean, when you have alternatives that are better in every capacity, the only thing you might have going for you is that you're a better studio. But at the end of the day, people still prefer games that look and play better, have better narratives, or more free-to-play friendly, etc., etc. Ultimately, I don't know how this will turn out. Mrs. Stix is going to be doing a dedicated video on it, but I'd keep an eye out for that. Shangri-La Drive is ending their game service on January 12th, 2024. Looking at the waifus, it's kind of sad, but at the same time, I've never heard of this game, so I mean, there's no real loss there. Soul Tide announces inactive account deletion policy effective January 2nd. Soul Tide is a game I did play a little bit of, but apparently if you've been inactive for 3 months, you are at level 20 or below and have never made any in-game purchases, you will have your account deleted. So that kind of sucks. It does, because I don't know if I feel like I never made it to level 20. So in that instance, my account is going bye-bye. Shadowverse Worlds Beyond is coming to iOS, Android, and PC in summer 2024. I'm gonna be honest here, I don't actually know what this game is. Are people excited for it? Is it I mean, that's reason enough for me to be excited for it. Black Clover M, which we actually just talked about a couple minutes ago, reached $5 million US in earnings and 5 million downloads within 10 days of its global release. And actually, I did a dedicated video on Black Clover M. I admittedly got some dislikes here because I commented it was not a bad game. I said for a direct gacha adaptation of an anime, this wasn't bad. And people were like, yes, it was. It was horrible. But now that it's earned that much, now that it has gotten that popular, people are like, you know what? It's not a bad game. And I'm like, I know. That's what I said. And finally, Echocalypse just launched. I've been eagerly anticipating this game for over a year. I strongly urge you to check out my video on it. The Echocalypse team did sponsor a look at the game. Shout out to them. Very friendly people, very easy to work with. You'll get my raw, unfiltered opinion in that video because they let me, so I appreciate that. And that is it. That is all of the gacha news, drama, everything that mattered to me in the genre over the course of last week. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow us over on Twitch. We'll be streaming there every day for the next like 5 days. Brand new MMO. I hope to see you there. Now, if none of these games are of any interest to you, absolutely no problem. I got you covered with 2 different videos on screen right now. That might be more up your alley.